G'day, it's Ben, Liam and Bell. The new sound of Nova Mornings in 2023 is early breakfast.
How good is this? Ben, Liam and Bell from 6am and Jodie and Hayesy from 7.
I listen to you guys every morning though on the way to work.
You guys are fresh.
I'm loving the new segment.
Loving the show?
It just makes my day. They're really funny.
Oh my God.
Jodie and Hayesy. It's the new sound of Nova in 2023.
Hi, good morning to you, Adelaide. It's 4 minutes past 7 o'clock. Good morning to you, Jodie.
Good morning, and good morning to you, Abby, in the newsroom. We love you. There's no question about that, but we cannot let this one go through to the keeper. Do you want to have another crack at that tennis player that was just in your news?
Which one?
I'm not going to say it because then you'll know how to say it.
I don't know.
Stefanos?
Stefanos Tsitsipas.
I believe the T is silent.
Oh, is it? Well, there you go.
Stefanos Tsitsipas.
Tsitsipas.
It doesn't get any tougher, though.
No.
How bad are the tennis names?
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
It's a good solid few weeks. We're going to get through this.
I know. But also, Abs, you can come and check before the news if you want to.
Thanks.
Also in Abby's news this morning, just that unreal figure to put your kids through year 12 now. St Peter's College, $29,450. Walford, about the same. Pembroke, St Peter's Girls' School, all upwards of $29,000 for that final year.
Pricey. Can't we just homeschool our kids?
Yeah, no. Imagine you trying to impart any sort of knowledge onto your children.
Yes. Henry'd be in detention from 9:05.
God, it's massive, isn't it? Hey, Tour Down Under.
Tour Down Under.
Today, the women?
Yes, yep. So Alex Manley won stage 2 of the women's TDU. So today it's Adelaide to Campbelltown via Gumaraka. And no doubt the riders will stop at some stage and just jump on the big rocking horse and have a bit of a look.
That's quite the little via, isn't it?
Yes.
Via Gumaraka.
Yes. And what I like as well is the men's tour starts tomorrow, and it is Tanunda to Tanunda, but it goes for 154 kilometres.
Right.
So it's just a bit of a reroute from one side of Tanunda to the other.
Yeah, right.
The long way.
154 kilometres. And it's going to be high 30s tomorrow and today.
No, tomorrow's good.
Oh, it's
tomorrow it comes right down. So today, for the last day of the women's TDU, very, very hot. And then tomorrow, the men kick it off with beautiful conditions, mid-20s.
Speaking of beautiful, our show looks gorgeous.
It does look nice, doesn't it?
Taboo Tuesday is coming up. This is where we talk about all the things that are completely and utterly forbidden and off the charts. Stuff that you wouldn't normally have a chat about, Hayesy.
Okay. Yeah, we've just unleashed it on a Tuesday, just to ease you into it.
We're going to play a little game of Dead or Alive, so we'll just see, who's up and about and who's 6 foot under.
We're going to do some learning.
In terms of celebrities, that's how that rolls. Coming up in Jodie's Juice, so much gossip going around this morning, it's very hard to narrow it down. But someone has told Molly Meldrum after he dropped his Dax at the Elton John concert, "Oh, Molly, perhaps hang up your hat, Dub."
He was due for that chat, wasn't he? Very much due for it. So this is a lovely opportunity to not only just further meet the listeners and get them to know us and vice versa, Jodes, but I suppose it's a good way to find out how good of a liar either you or I am.
How dishonest are we?
Yeah.
So this is how it's going to roll out. I'm going to tell a story, then you're going to tell a story, and then you, as our beautiful listener, has to decide which one is BSing. Simple as that.
Simple as that.
And if you can get it right, then you're off to the Schnit house. Okay, Tour Down Under time. There was a time that I was covering it for Channel 10 down at Glenelg. So I was at the finish line. I was with my cameraman. I did not realise, Andrew Hayes, that I was on the track. So I literally was on a corner, and this peloton, which, as you know,
it's intense,
is travelling at well over 100 clicks an hour, comes around the corner as I'm standing there next to the cameraman, and it is making a beeline for me. The officials are yelling at me, going, "Get off the track, get off the track." I nearly died at the hands of the Tour Down Under peloton. I'm not kidding you. You've never seen me move so fast in my life.
I can see it as well, and I can hear Phil Liggett. Absolute carnage on the third turn. There's an unbelievably stupid spectator
reporter
who was looking the wrong way.
Yeah, that was the other part of the story. I was filming the wrong way, so I was filming the finish line and then coming the other way.
Where are they? This is ridiculous.
Oh, God.
There's something behind me.
Jodie's dead.
Bye-bye, Jodie. Okay. That's very believable too, by the way.
Yeah, okay.
Which you should take offence to.
Because you're so stupid.
So do you know how close I was to pursuing a career in farming?
What?
I grew up on the farm.
Yeah, I believe that. I know
Yeah.
that's true.
That is true. We had sheep, we had cattle, we had crop, we had horses as well.
Yeah.
And I was very, very close to, like extremely close. I was going to come home after school and pursue a career in farming. Like that was actually on the cards. And then stayed for a year in Sydney to play some footy. And then all of a sudden we just developed from there. And here we are 20 years later.
Yeah, right.
So the farming career slipped me by.
So the believable part of that story is the fact that your AFL career didn't take off.
That works. That certainly works.
It really does. And also, I'm picturing you on a little TV show called The Farmer Wants a Wife.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been the ticket in, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it?
Yeah. All right, 13, 24, 10. Who's telling some porky pies? Who's schnitting you?
Kylie from Andrew's Farm. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Kylie,
Oh, yes.
who's schnitting you?
You are.
Oh.
Sorry. I just think you're overcompensating and the story's just way too long. Sorry.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Well, this,
I agree. I know you're a bit ditzy, but you know. No, I know you're great, but no, it's way too much.
Okay.
that's lovely, Kyle. This sounds like a bit of feedback from producer Sean and also Vegan Boss Member. Story went just a bit too long. Just a bit too long. Wrap it up.
Are we taking a call or is this an air check, Hayesy?
Can it be both?
Kylie, I have to say, that was good feedback for me. Thank you. I'll take it on board. I'll shorten my stories from now on. But it is actually a true story.
Oh my god. Sorry.
Does that mean she doesn't get the voucher? That makes me sad.
Look,
I probably deserve it now, don't I, after that?
we can sort something out, Kylie, but would you believe, do you still want to stand by the fact that it sounds like you think that Jodie might be just a little bit ditzy at times?
No, because that's so me as well, so it's all good.
Oh, Kylie, good on
All right,
you.
we'll put you in the draw for Novas free for 23 though instead, okay?
But no schnitzel
Thank
for
you
you.
so much. Okay. Thank you, guys.
The biggest breaking story this town has ever seen. This is huge. Jodies Juice.
Worst possible news for tennis fans in Australia. Worst possible news for Australian Open organisers. Just the worst possible news. Nick Kyrgios has pulled out of the Oz Open just a day from his first round match in a huge blow. So he announced his withdrawal from his home Grand Slam in a press conference yesterday, citing a knee injury.
Every time I land on serve or push off my serve, you can see on the side of my knees like a little lump. So that lump will just eventually just get bigger and bigger. And this pressure in my knee obviously hinders my movement.
The most polarising athlete, I reckon, that Australia has seen in so long. You either love Nick Kyrgios or you really dislike him. I love him.
Do you?
Yes.
You like a bad boy, don't you?
Well,
Really
jeez,
like
I
a
wish
bad
I was
boy.
just a bad boy like Nick. No, he is the best example of a sportsman being entertaining. You cannot take your eyes away from Nick Kyrgios, whether he's winning or losing.
I get really awkward though when he loses his Shizen.
Oh, I
I
love
get really
it.
awkward, do you? The saddest thing about this, I reckon, is the fact that he won't be playing doubles with Kokonakis because
Yes.
that was entertainment on steroids, wasn't it? Shame. Brendan Fraser has tearfully accepted his Critics' Choice Best Actor award. So he won Best Actor for The Whale. So this is basically an English teacher housebound by severe obesity, and he got very emotional when he accepted his award.
If you, like a guy like Charlie, who I played in this movie, in any way struggle with obesity, or you just feel like you're in a dark sea, I want you to know that if you too can have the strength to just get to your feet and go to the light, good things will happen.
Wow, that was very, very heavy. A beautiful message as well. I put Brendan Fraser in the same category as some of those guys who were like, oh, they're still around, they're doing things like Nick Cage.
I think that's exactly why I got so emotional, because there were quite a few lean years when he wasn't doing too much.
Brendan Fraser's still around, good for him.
Yeah, good on him. So this conversation had to happen, and Samuel Johnson is the man to do it. He's told Molly Meldrum to hang up his hat after his recent stunt at Elton John. Now, you might remember from yesterday, we told you that he stood up, kissed Elton on the lips, and then proceeded to drop his pants, and then proceeded to blame it on a wardrobe malfunction. It was a dodgy belt, he said.
We've all dropped our pants in public after a few sherbets and said, this bloody belt. Bad belt.
This bloody belt that I had to unbuckle with my hands to pull down my pants.
I'm sorry about my belt last night.
God. So I'm going to take you back to the 27 Logie Awards when he won a gold Logie. This is Samuel for his portrayal of Meldrum in the miniseries Molly. And then Molly gate crashed the stage, basically. This is what happened.
For the last few weeks, I've been insisting.
Can I just tell you something that you never do as an actor or as a TV presenter? You never say Well, keep going. You never say to anyone here, do yourself a favour, all right?
Just in a situation like that, I always think, can you imagine how he'd be feeling, hangover and regret the next day?
Yeah. It's just, but also that wasn't your moment, Molly. That wasn't about you. That was about, and he was trying to pay tribute to his sister as well, Connie, who passed away from breast cancer. It was just the whole thing was like, Molly, sit down.
Yes, I'm just
Sit
so
down
thankful.
and tighten your belt.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm so thankful his belt held up.
It's not too late for a cheeky summer break.
Whatif.com has awesome deals for top Aussie destinations.
Plus all kinds of places to stay for your getaway.
Jump on the What If app to book hotels, motels, holiday rentals and much, much more.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Well, Andrew Hayes, you were having the time of your life on the weekend because your wife took your son to Melbourne and Lottie went to Grandma and Grandpa's because you had to work. So you were home alone for several days. How did that pan out, please?
It panned out quite terribly. There was a moment early on in the little journey where it was quite fun. I thought, here we go, I'm on top of things. The house was quite neat and tidy. I'm in charge of my own food destiny, which means I was making my own meals. And I thought, I'm in charge. I could do this. If I had to be single for a while, I could probably do this.
And it was hot, so you were out the back nude sunbaking, catching some rays.
Caught some rays. There's a lot of rays to be caught at the minute. And I caught most of them on that particular day, on the Saturday.
Good on you. Did you miss your family?
I did miss my family immensely.
It's so quiet when the kids aren't there, isn't it?
It felt like weeks.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Like they were gone for 2 days and it felt like about a couple of weeks by the end.
Yeah. So what did you get up to, please?
There's a few little indications that would suggest that maybe that my family, my wife and my son and my daughter should never, ever leave me again. Ever. Started with the bins. I go, here we go. I'll take on a new responsibility. Friday morning, I'll take the bins out. That's good. That's fine. I took the wrong bin out.
No.
Surprise, surprise. The yellow bin didn't get emptied because it was green bin day.
Yeah, and also just cast your eyes sideways down the street and see what everyone else is doing.
I know. I was locked in the zone. I didn't see it. And also, the yellow bin was full, so I assumed it was its turn. It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work that way.
For whatever reason, the garbage man still didn't take the yellow bin because it was the green bin's turn.
See, if it's anything in our house, like in our house, the yellow bin when it's full because it's got a lot of bottles like piling up doesn't go, hey, this is my turn, empty me. Yeah. Doesn't work like that.
Doesn't work like that. You've still got to wait your turn. So there you go. Wrong bin. That wasn't good.
Okay.
Secondly, and I don't remember this happening, but it did. Cara said, look, I've left some washing in, unfortunately. Can you just hang it out? And I was like, no worries. I'll get to that when I do. Didn't get to it. That particular washing went completely mouldy.
Oh, yuck.
Now I can't get the smell out. It smells like mould.
What is wrong with you?
So there you go. That's step number 2.
Yep.
And finally, this was the clincher. So Saturday morning, Cara texted me and she said, look, a HelloFresh arrival has just turned up at the door or out the front. Can you go get it in? Yeah. And bear in mind how hot it was on Saturday.
Yes.
Absolute scorcher.
Like 38.
I said, no worries, Dal. I'll get it for you. I'll bring it in, put some stuff in the fridge. No problems. I'm on top of this stuff. I get it. So I took it in, and I don't know if you've got HelloFresh. Well, it's the first time I'd explored a HelloFresh box.
Right.
There's a big basket in there, which was like a white, which I thought was just like a big white ice bag. Because they put in some ice bags to keep it nice and cool.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, so I said, well, I'll ditch that. There's a couple of little baskets in there full of food. Ditched the ice bag and then was promptly informed a little bit later on that that ice bag contained all the meat and a few other key ingredients.
You're an idiot. You are an absolute moron.
Yeah, I agree. I wish we could disagree on this. But I am a moron, and there were sterner words used when I told my lovely wife, Cara.
Oh, no. And so, like, what did you do with the rest of the ingredients?
Well, the rest of the ingredients sitting there in the fridge.
Did they go in the recycling bin?
Yeah, and they're not going to be doing anything because they don't have the main ingredients. So there you go. And it was a 40-degree day, so I couldn't salvage it after 3 or 4 hours. It's completely gone off.
Yep.
I'll tell you what we did learn is 2 days is my limit.
2 days, you're done.
3 days. On day 3, I reckon I'm starting to drink toilet water.
a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine?
Hayesy on Miss Daisy.
Yes, let's celebrate Tuesday, the 17th of January, by going down just a little bit of a trip down memory lane. Let's go back to 1922. The late and great Betty White was born, so today would have been her 101st birthday, bless her.
Probably one of the most loved women on the planet, I reckon, Betty.
If you don't love her, it's on you. What's the problem?
If you don't love Betty White, then you're an asshole.
Spot on. Could not have said it better. In 1929, Popeye, the Sailor Man, made his comic strip debut.
Hi, Popeye the Sailor Man.
Oh, those biceps, though, Popeye.
It's his forearms.
Oh, is it?
He's got massive forearms and skinny little biceps. And it's like, mate, what are you pushing and pulling in the gym?
Oh, I know. And,
sort it out.
And also, poster child for spinach.
Was it, though?
Like, get it into you.
Yeah, didn't get my spinach intake going any different directions.
Oh, really?
Yeah, good forearms, though, must be said.
Yeah, solid.
Very good arm wrestler. In 1978, after a tumultuous final tour, the Sex Pistols break up as a band, which is announced the following day.
Mm-hmm.
One of the iconic pop bands of this generation.
Give me one of their songs.
The
Just
Sex Pistols. Greg Page. It was swiftly move on. In 2000, suffered cardiac arrest at a Wiggles reunion show that was raising funds for bushfire relief efforts. Page only survived due to the quick actions of those around him, with Wiggles employees and an off-duty nurse immediately performing CPR and then using a defibrillator.
But
what scenes?
Also, didn't Wags the dog just spring into action?
Came into life, as did Henry the Octopus.
Oh, didn't he?
So good at CPR when you've got 8 arms.
Yeah, and then Emma was like, get in the big red car. We're going to the hospital.
Fine. Kids are like, what's happening? This is all part of the show, kids. Toot, toot, chugging, big red car to the hospital.
Why isn't Greg breathing, Mum?
It's fine. It's all an act, Mummy. 2012, LeBron James becomes the youngest player in NBA history to record 20,000 career points. He's only a few hundred points away from taking over Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the NBA's all-time leading point scorer.
As an NBA nuffy, that's the only way I can describe you. You'd be all about LeBron, wouldn't you?
Anything he does, I'm obsessed with. Whatever team he goes for, I will support. I don't care. Even if he turned up at North Adelaide, I'd be their biggest fan. Good luck scoring LeBron James North Adelaide.
Yeah.
It comes with a heavy price.
Imagine playing socials at North Adelaide and they go, you're going to be defending LeBron James this evening?
For North Adelaide, number 6, LeBron James. You're kidding.
No, what?
Who's marking LeBron? The number 1 song on January 17th in 2003
yes,
was Lose Yourself by Eminem.
Oh, Mom, spaghetti.
That's the one. That's the one. It's Jodie and Hayesy. Good morning.
Lose yourself in the music, the moment you own it, you better never let it go.
Taboo.
It's sweet as taboo.
Taboo?
Taboo Tuesday. Jodie and Hazy's Taboo Topic Tuesday.
Well, this is where things get a little bit steamy because we talk about things that most people just feel uncomfortable talking about.
Yeah, and we do it on Tuesday.
On a Tuesday.
It'll become a regular theme.
We've got a phone call here, Hayesy, from Katie from Unley. Good morning.
Morning, how are you?
Good. Katie, this is a safe space. Tell us what you need to tell us about yourself.
Sure. First off, loving the show, guys.
Thank you.
So I've just turned 34 and I still hold my V post, I guess you'd call it. And I'm at the stage where I'm wanting to, probably get a bit more serious about meeting somebody and, maybe settling down. But it's really savage in the dating world and it's sort of a bit of a turn-off. So I guess I wanted to ask you about how to approach the situation moving forward.
Katie, I'm just going to come straight out with some really hard-hitting questions, all right? So straight up, this is through all of your own doing. This is your choice. And what I'm asking is, if you had wanted to lose your virginity at any sort of stage much earlier, you could have, but you've chosen to hold off.
Yeah, I guess it's a little bit of a confidence thing, or it's just never, the opportunity's never really presented itself. It's not that I haven't, it's not for any religious reasons or I'm wanting to wait for marriage or anything like that. And I dated a bit, when I was at uni, messed around with guys that never sort of went all the way. And so I'm not open to it, but I guess I'm not really into casual encounters. Yeah.
So, Katie, is it just simply a case that you haven't met the right person? You haven't met a guy that you've felt, or girl that you've felt comfortable enough with?
Yeah, maybe a confidence thing, and it's something that I want, but I don't want to rush into it. But then I also think, you're 34, you're like...
You're not rushing, Katie.
Not rushing anymore. Yeah.
I would hate to be single these days because it just seems like all online dating, which, terrifies me. Have you gone down that path?
I've just started to dip my toes into it, and let me just tell you, it is the wild west. Like, probably because I've not experienced, I don't chat in that kind of way or give off that kind of a vibe, maybe, but I've, had extremes from how I use dick all the way through to guys dropping their mums, dropping them off, and, we'll maybe have a date or two and it just doesn't really progress, or I avoid the conversation.
Yeah, I'm just going to throw it out there, Katie. You are a beautiful, wholesome young lady, and sex should be a really beautiful thing, and it shouldn't be wasted just for the sake of it. So if you're holding out and genuinely waiting for the right person, for the right opportunity and all those types of things, and that's actually a really, really beautiful thing, particularly in today's society.
I just want to assume that would be a turn-off rather than a turn-on, but if you think it would be a turn-on, just to be honest about it.
Katie, quite often in my experience, you find love when you're not necessarily looking hard for it. You know what I mean? Just sort of when you're ready for it, then it just appears. So I don't know if that's helpful at all, but I do hope you find someone that you feel comfortable enough to actually go down that path with.
Thank you. It has been helpful. Sometimes it's just helpful to say it out loud to practice saying it, I guess.
Katie, thank you so much for being so open and honest for us this morning.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Take care.
And if you do have a thought on this as well, we'd love you to get in touch with the show. 13 20 410, of course, can text us 0400 919 919. If you missed it yesterday, we actually surprised Jodie with a male stripper for her birthday.
Oh, my God.
Beautiful man by the name of Kelvin.
It's lovely, Kelvin.
Heads up, videos on the Jodie and Hayesy Instagram as well as the Nova 99 Instagram. You should definitely watch it. You should watch it right now, actually. You should watch it a couple of times. Here's just a little tiny bit of Jodie's reaction at the time. It was priceless.
Kelvin!
Here he goes. That's Jodie.
Hands on. Good. All right. Spread your legs. Come on.
Oh, it's good stuff.
Stay short. Spread it a bit more forward.
Yeah, you were very vocal, Jodie.
Yeah. He whipped me.
Yeah, he whipped you several times, I think.
I know.
At one stage, there was chocolate sauce, sort of located, was it directly under his nipple?
No, I do have to check my buttocks to see if he marked me.
Oh, you've been marked for life.
I get Abby in the newsroom to do that as opposed to you.
Okay. Jodie, you actually don't know this, but we kept the tape rolling after the show finished yesterday. We got your immediate reaction. So take a bit of a listen. Here we go.
What the did you just do? What did you do?
We just wished you a happy birthday in the form of our very good friend of the show now, Kelvin from Risque Entertainment. Thank you so much, Kelvin. What an experience.
Thank you, Kelvin. Can I just start by saying I hate strippers. Not as people. I'm sure they're lovely, but male strippers, like swinging their stuff in my face, I'm not about it. I would rather you get me a female stripper than a male stripper.
Well, that's very rude because male strippers speak very highly of you. And Kelvin did a good job. Great job.
So in the lead up to it, you were like, we're all about sentiment here on the show. Just stand by because I think there's going to be some tears. And I'm thinking, do you know what they've done? Do you know what my beautiful team have done? And I'm looking at you, EP Sean. I'm looking at you, producer Zoe. I thought my team have just compiled a gorgeous messages from my kids. That's what I thought. That's what I was bracing myself for. And I'm in my head, I'm going, oh, I'm going to cry here. I really will. And then in struts Kelvin.
It was a really different path we took, which is fine because, we're creating memories. I mean, you'll remember this for the rest of your life, I'd assume.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. I filed it away in the memory bank, and I want to know from each of you, whose idea was that? Who was responsible?
Everyone's going to look at each other.
Who do you think is the real question?
Yeah, great question.
That knobhead over there.
Yeah,
Nope.
big boy Hayesy.
Was it?
Wasn't me.
EP Sean.
What?
Yeah.
Guilty. We just wanted to make sure your first birthday at Nova as part of the Jodie and Hayesy show was memorable.
Yeah. And the best part about it was the first question I thought, well, maybe we'll go down this path was, well, let's call your beautiful husband Greg.
Yeah.
And we'll completely get a better understanding as to whether this will sit with you and firstly, whether he approves. And it was a yes and a yes.
Yes.
And then after we got Greg's approval, we then went on to our vegan boss, Ben.
Yes.
And he was tick, 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 yes,
He
you
was
can.
all about it.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I love that my husband doesn't have a jealous bone in his body. He's like, what? You want to bring a naked man into the studio and rub himself all over my wife? Sure.
That's fine. That's fine. Welcome to Nova.
What about the part when he said, okay, you need to lick this chocolate syrup off my nipple? I would not have thought, Kelvin. I would not.
And I loved his follow-up, which he said, well, trust me, lick it because I could put it in a much more dangerous place.
That's so true. But my favourite part of all of that is when he's gyrating on top of you and your face was just mortified, and I'm just whispering to you, think of Tom Wren.
All right, we are back in real time, and yes, I was thinking about Tom Wren, which got me through, took me to a really, really happy place. But look, we're 24 hours almost post. How you feeling? Good?
Angry. Still angry.
Yeah?
Yeah.
In a good way?
Don't do it. No. Don't do it again.
Well, I'll tell you what, the feedback's been immense, and the coverage has been great, so it's almost going to turn into a regular thing. Not weekly, maybe fortnightly.
No.
Yeah.
Don't even think about it.
Jodie and Hayesy, Dead or Alive.
Look, Joe, such is the characteristics with the way that humans live that, unfortunately, death is certain. It happens all the time.
I know.
It's
But
confusing sometimes as well.
it's prompted this segment because sometimes you go, is that person still with us or have they passed away? Celebrities we're talking.
Who's to tell if you're even alive right now?
I don't feel it.
Come on. Did you have your soul taken out of you yesterday morning at around 8:55, did you?
I think this dripper extracted the soul from my body, amongst other things, with my dignity.
And just on that, if you want to see Jodie's soul leave her body, then tune into the Nova 919 Instagram account or the Jodie and Hayesy Instagram account.
I mean, it's been a week and a half of this show and I hadn't bared my ass, so, I thought it was about time.
You thought you due?
Really due to present this morning.
Anyway, this is Dead or Alive. Producer Zoe is in. Good morning to you.
Good morning, guys. How are we?
Good morning, Zoe.
Good morning. Are you ready to guess whether people have perished or not?
Yes.
Yes, please.
I can't think of anything I want to do more.
Awesome. All right, well, let's kick it off with Benita Collings. Benita from Play School. It's Play School. An Australian theatre, television and film character actress and children's TV presenter, best known for her recurring years on Play School. She's also featured in Aussie documentaries and commercials. She was born in 1940. Dead or alive?
I believe that when she did pass away, the hashtag was Benita see ya. I'm going to say she's not with us anymore. There's only one person from Play School that I can remember, and that's Jemima.
Jemima. What about Big Ted?
Oh, Big Ted.
What about
as well.
the rocket clock?
Yes, the rocket clock. They're all dead too.
Jodes, what do you reckon?
I think she's still with us, Benita.
Benita is still with us.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Yep,
Good
she's,
strong start. Nice
going
fluke
strong.
by you. That was
A fluke.
All right, fine. We'll jump straight into the second one. Bubbles, also known as Michael Jackson's chimpanzee. Chimpanzee once kept as a pet by the American singer Michael Jackson, who bought him from a Texas research facility in the 80s. In 87, during the Bad World Tour, Bubbles and Jackson drank tea with the mayor of Osaka, Japan.
On a plane, a first class ticket, yes, absolutely. Wherever he could take him and get away with it, he would. Wherever he was accepted, then Bubbles was there.
Is he dead or alive?
He's dead. He got a shocking case of monkeypox.
Yeah, he did. I think it was self-inflicted too. I'm going to say Bubbles has passed as well.
Say Bubbles has passed? He is alive.
Oh, my gosh.
At the ripe age of 39, Bubbles is alive and well. The Michael Jackson estate has supported the annual costs of his care since he passed.
I think Bubbles has seen some stuff.
Bubbles has seen a lot.
And if Bubbles could write an autobiography,
Yeah.
oh boy.
Do you know what Bubbles wants to be? One of those three little monkeys, like the see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. That's what Bubbles wants.
But he wants to be the one covering his face. He doesn't want to see anything anymore.
Final one.
Okay.
Still one zip. Jodie.
Yeah.
Coffee's on the line. Is that what we're doing?
That is what we're doing. Yeah, loser
Team
buys
coffee.
coffee.
Okay.
And boy, I feel like one. So, number 3. Neil Alden Armstrong, an American astronaut and aeronautical engineer who became the first person to walk on the moon in 1969.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
He was also a naval aviator, test pilot and university professor on Apollo 11, Gemini 8, all the big ones. He was born in August 1930. Dead or alive? Jodie.
You go first, young lady.
He's alive.
Hayesy.
He has unfortunately passed away.
He has. He's died.
That's what you call a comeback. Right at the death.
August 2012, we lost him.
Okay.
Yeah, complications from surgery.
Sometimes I wish I'd listened to that voice in my head, my instinct that says, no, you've seen something in the news about him passing away. No, ignore that instinct, Jodie, and go the opposite.
Exactly.
That brings us to a tie, so I think we ought to have a tiebreaker.
Ooh, yes, okay.
Coffee's happening. All right, last one.
Yep.
Ian Smith, an Australian actor, TV producer and screenwriter, most affectionately known for his role as Harold on Neighbours.
Everybody needs good neighbors.
He was born in June 1938, dead or alive.
I'm picturing Harold right now, and he'd speak, you go, oh, that's unbelievable. And it's just like he's a turkey.
Harold has got the biggest jowls of any man I've ever seen. We just wobble around.
Well, are the jowls active or hazy?
I'm going to say, no, he's definitely still active. I think I saw him do something the other. I think he was part of the Neighbours farewell before it came back, so I'm going to say he's alive.
Was he part of that? I don't remember seeing it.
I don't know if he was.
Okay, oh no.
That's okay. Jodie?
Well, then I'm going to say he's passed. If he wasn't part of that, then he's no longer with us.
I've misled you. He's alive. Sorry.
Yes.
He's well and truly alive, 84 years old.
Wow.
Harold. All right, well,
bouncer.
Jodes, coffee on you.
I think that means technically it's your buy for coffee.
Yeah, right.
Sure is. Thanks, guys.
Yesterday we were graced with the presence of a beautiful man by the name of Kelvin. I implore you to jump on the socials, Instagram, Jodie and Hayesy, or Nova 919, and just check out the video when Jodie met Kelvin.
It was right about this time yesterday morning where I was invited to lick chocolate syrup off a man's nipple, and it wasn't my husband. Give you the big tip.
Yes, please check it out. Please.
Hey, on tomorrow's show, Sam Smith tickets to give away, the first in town, exclusive to Nova 919. We're going to do a little thing called Second Date Update. Basically, we're going to talk to a girl who was ghosted, and then we're going to confront the ghostee and say, what the hell? And we're going to do a little segment called Ask Us Anything too, so you can get involved with that. Breakfast at nova919.com.au or text us 0400 919 919. You can ask us any question you like.
No questions off limit. Have a fantastic day.